Luke, KCP has been on a bit of a scoring tear. Is there anything that special that accounts for that, or is it just one of those things?
I think I think that he's getting more comfortable within what we were looking for. Early in the season, I had asked him to kind of tone down on some of the shots as far as being one of the vets on the court to help show the way we want to play, and that means get in the lane and make extra passes. And I think he did a very good job of that. And now that we have the guys have seen what we're trying to do, I've given him a little more freedom again as far as taking some of those shots in transition. And there's always going to be some give and take, but he's a pretty good scorer. So a lot of it just comes from him deserving credit because of going out and getting points.
Do you think it took him a little while just to kind of get acclimated to that role, or was it something where he was just so focused on other things?
Well, I think a lot of his focus was on what we were asking him, and that was our defense. That was our rebounding. That was, being an example by sacrificing your own open shots to get other guys' shots. And a lot of times those weren't coming back to him like they're supposed to when you play that way. So I think it was a little bit of that and a little bit of him getting more comfortable with his teammates and with the system.
With Brook Lopez, are you guys still trying to figure out the best way to fit him in, or is things going well?
No, he did. The best way we've already talked about it, Brook and I, and it's we want to establish an inside game with him and then kind of let it work its way out to the free throw line and the three-point line. We're on the same page with all that. Some of the low minutes just come from the fact that a lot of teams play small ball the entire second half, or once that first unit in the third quarter comes out, they never go back to a traditional center again. And some of it is because Julius has been playing so well at that 5 spot in our switching defense. So there's obviously different variables that come into it, but he's fine.
You mentioned 2 days ago something about his body language and kind of talking about that. Can you expound?
Well, he's one of the older guys on the team, and when he gets frustrated, I think he's very he takes it personal, and he's not doing it to be negative on the team. I think a lot of times when his head goes down or he's shaking his head, it's because he's disappointed in something he did. And what I'm asking him and telling him is, I don't care that you missed a shot. I don't care that. I care that you may if it's a mistake, but either way, we need for a young team like we have, we need to. Not just you, but you as someone that can set an example. We need to keep our body language up and positive no matter what's going on out there.
You did the whole Chicago Bulls thing with Bill Cartwright, getting early touches right off the start of the game to get him inside.
You said, can we?
Yeah, or do you think about?
The last game we tried, we went to him first play, and Brandon decided to shoot it. So, you draw up plays, but to me, you don't ever want to draw up a play to just get to the final part of it, because otherwise you go through the motions. So everything we do within a play leading up to what we're trying to get to, if the defense cheats or breaks down on something, we always want to look to take advantage of that. And if that doesn't get to the end of the play, that's fine, as long as we get a good shot out of it.
Julius, what aspects of his skill set have been most important when it comes to switching this year and the success he's had?
I think the commitment to what he did this offseason and the body change that he has, and he's so much faster, quicker, jumps higher, and can do it for longer periods of time now than he was able to do last year.
How about instinctually? Is he more disciplined with the way he's approaching defense?
Yeah. He's 23 years old. He turned 23 yesterday, so he keeps getting better at it, at least in the time that I've known him, and he wants to get better at it. So does he still make mistakes? Absolutely, but he's aware of them, and he tries to play the way that we ask him to play.
How did Kyle look today?
Kyle looked good. Yeah, he was moving around well. we were going to limit him in practice, but he did some phases before practice as far as with the training staff and running and spot shooting, and then as he went through practice, he felt fine and wanted to keep going. So Marco came out and talked to him and tested him and cleared him to do some of the contact stuff, and he was fine with all that too. So obviously with the back, we're about to get on a plane to Denver, so there's always that chance it stiffens up again. With a back-to-back, if that is the case, then we'll rest him tomorrow. And if he stays loose and stays how he is able to move tomorrow, like he was able to move today, then we'll play him.
What do you know about backs?
Not much. Not much. My family's been blessed with healthy backs.
Who's your shooter that shooting competition?
Huh?
You guys did a shooting competition that was kind of a privilege like watching, but I would assume that was a shooting competition.
Yes, it was. Miles and Brian Shaw normally do it, but Miles was down there working out with KCP, so I came in from the bullpen.
Luke, back to you.
How'd you do?
We won. I don't know if that's good or bad, but Brian Shaw and I won.
What were the logistics of it?
Around the world.
Okay.
You got to make 5, 2 in the corner, come back. Last one's got to be from out of bounds.
You guys play like I did when I was a kid, where like you give the places different countries and different like places actually around the world, or you just play from the spots?
Killing me.
Back to Julius. You went with him like the last 22 minutes of the game, from the end of the third quarter all the way through overtime. Is that something you felt maybe last year you weren't able to, physically, or that he wasn't able to handle physically and mentally?
Well, I don't know about mentally. I know physically he probably wouldn't have been able to play at that level. But he did have stretches last year where he had those games and those moments where he was in just all over the place. And but I think it's happening more often this season because of the conditioning that that he's in, the condition he's in, and the way that he's starting to see the game a little better, and understanding coverages a little more, things of that nature make the game easier for you, so you don't have to waste as much energy trying to figure all that out.
Also, early on, you brought him in first quarter, got a couple of buckets, and then pulled him back out, and then you trusted him again at the end. Can you share a little bit of what happened there, and if you liked how he responded to that?
I love how he responded. I loved how he started. I just didn't like how he was playing in those couple minutes before I pulled him out. Team. I know he had a couple early points and was feeling good, but shooting pull-up jump shots with no passes in the possession against the Warriors is just a recipe for disaster. And even if he makes the shot, it's still not a good shot against certain teams, and that's one of them. And I let him know that, and then when he went back in, he was great.
Is that a sign of growth, that you can just take the criticism and come back and play the way he did?
Yeah, last year he would have just not talked to me for a couple of weeks, but he was angry, which is totally fine. I encourage my players to play with passion and emotion, and they're allowed to be angry as long as they keep it under control and are ready to play when they go back in, and he was, so he gets a lot of credit for that.
Luke, last question, please. Luke, what did you like about Thomas Bryant coming into the draft, and why did you guys ultimately trade to get him?
Well, at the time, we needed shooting at the big man position, and he was young and had looked like he had a ton of potential, big body, strong, had a nice workout for us. Our scouts were really high on him, and in a process like that, when you got so many picks, you gotta trust the entire organization, and the scouts really wanted to take him. So we obviously talk about it. I sign off on the fact I think he's good. He can shoot the ball. He's he's got potential to be a solid NBA guy, but most of that goes to them. And the research they do all year during the season while we're playing, and he's been a very pleasant surprise for us and for our G League team so far.